Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gaming Duo podcast. I'm your host for this week, Rob Garcia, and as always, joined by my co host, Kelvin Rolon. Guys, if you are new to the show, we are the podcast that brings you the latest gaming news, and we also have discussions about said gaming news and have conversations about gaming. Kelvin, I'm hearing a little bit of a background right here for some reason.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm
I
hearing
don't
it.
hear jack squat right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm dumb. I'm actually pretty dumb.
I
You know
know,
what? Do you
but
know
you don't
what?
have
Do you
to
know why?
announce it to everybody. You know
Do
what
you
I
know
mean?
why I'm dumb? Is because I had our stream live on a different computer. So I'm over here like, why am I hearing myself twice?
Yeah, typical.
Okay. So, thank you
Typical.
guys for joining in. Kelv, before I jump into the gaming news, because we do have a few things to talk about, and
Yeah,
we also have a pretty fun in-game chat that I'm setting up that you don't actually know
I
about.
have no clue what's going on, so
No,
let's
no
go.
idea. Tell me about your week. If you've been playing any games, life events, give it to me.
Yeah, it's been a busy week for me. Haven't really played much as far as games go, which is kind of
Okay,
a bummer for me.
it
I
happens.
have been really focused on Hades though. I've been kind of playing that,
Ooh,
chipping away
Hades is
with
a good
that.
one.
So it's funny because I came back to Hades. Originally I bought it when it first came out. I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't really know much about the
Weird.
roguelike kind of system that it was trying to introduce to me
Uh.
up until I played Returnal. And then when I played Returnal, I'm like, okay, this game slaps. I understand this game 100%. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give Hades a second chance. And so now I'm all in. I this game
You
is
love it.
fantastic, dude. It's so freaking good. I don't know what blinders I had on. I didn't know what I was thinking before, but this game is right up my alley.
So sometimes that happens, right? Where you'll play a game and then it doesn't click. It doesn't click for you. There's something
Mhm,
off about it. I don't want to play it. It just doesn't feel right.
mhm.
And that happened to you with Hades. So
And it's so fun, man. It's so fun.
it's
I'm
cool.
playing it on Switch, and this is the thing. I haven't played my Switch in quite a while. Obviously, I've been playing Scarlet, but Hades for some reason the colors, the vibrant colors pop so nicely in that
Yeah, it's a good
because of the
looking game.
OLED. I have the OLED Switch. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to go back to just like going back and playing
Steam Deck.
my Steam Deck because it's nice. I love it, right? But that screen quality just isn't there. So now I'm like contemplating like, all right, should I buy this on my Steam Deck or is it available on Switch? Can I play it on my Switch? But I'm like, why did I buy my Steam Deck? Like I want to use my Steam Deck as well.
Hmm.
But that OLED screen, man, like it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and not to take away from the Steam Deck, but the battery life is also much better on the Switch than it is on the Steam Deck.
100%. So it's
So
hard, man. It's I've been having a really hard time trying to get onto my Steam Deck and playing some games there because I just can't seem to justify that right now, you know.
Hmm. Well, I have had the opposite experience with you. I haven't touched my Switch, and I've been using my
Mhm.
Steam Deck instead. I've been playing Final Fantasy Crisis Core on it,
Okay.
and I also just downloaded the Witcher uh, Complete Edition for
Yeah.
$10, $10 for everything, and it has the next gen upgrades, so it looks fucking sexy.
So are you like playing it? Like, or are
No,
you like
I
actually
haven't even
you
tried
just
it. I
bought it
even
and you're
started.
like,
I
all
just
right,
bought it
whatever.
because I'm like $10 though for like that game is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. Besides that, I beat God of War. We talked about that.
yeah.
So I don't know what else is coming in the horizon. I'm playing Scarlet, like literally like just dabbing through it little by little, not really interested. I just don't understand why it's not grabbing my attention for some reason. Like I know the Elder Trolls podcast love it or hate it. I really can't tell. Their last episode, I'm not sure because they were like bashing it, but they also like
Yeah,
raved about it. So I don't know. Um,
they were like,
so
"This
it's a
game is
weird.
so fun. And I love playing this game, and I've sink so many hours to it." And then the other side, they're like, "I hate this
It's
game. This
garbage.
game
I've
is
played
dog shit."
100 hours in it.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do you play 100 hours
it's
in that game?
so funny. The
But
development of
it's
that.
it's great. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, man. Chazzy actually, he's in the chat here. Chazzy says, been there with not liking games and going back and liking some. I hear that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I can't remember the last game I did that with, but there was a game kind of recently that I did that for where I went back and I was like, okay, I actually like this game. So, other than gaming, anything new with you? Anything you want to talk about? What are you doing for holidays? What are you doing for Christmas? Staying home
I
with the
don't know,
kids?
man. I have no idea. I might go to
Just take
my
the wheel.
parents. Yeah, Jesus takes the wheel. I might go to my parents, might go to her parents, and we'll see what happens. I know you're coming Monday, so after the holiday,
Yeah, we're gonna hang out.
in the holiday, so
We're kind of hang out. We're gonna be with the kids and the wives and stuff like that. So,
yeah. I got my coquito right here.
oh, I'm about to pour myself
No-
a nice beer. I'm drinking a Sam Adams Holiday White Ale.
Nice, nice.
Okay, if you guys are tuning into the live stream, have a drink, have a snack with us. If it's you're listening to this on Friday, it's probably in the morning, so don't probably do that.
Have breakfast, you know.
Oh, well, yeah, have it with your breakfast. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
What have I been doing? Just the same old work. I mean, we just shot an episode with Chazzy yesterday.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes. That was
stay,
fun. I had a great time. So
yeah,
stay tuned for that. That comes out Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah.
just stay tuned for that. It'll be out soon for Monday.
We talk about the NCU. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Oh yeah.
But Kelv, enough about us talking about our lives. Let's jump into the gaming news of the week.
Let's do it. This is going to be an interesting one because one, I don't know what, like you said, I don't know in-game chat right now, and two, I feel like this is a different vibe for me because I didn't go to work today, so I'm not like exhausted like I usually am when I'm doing a podcast. I have like my energy, like I'm good to go, like I'm like ready to like talk about games, and it's episode 101. So let's go.
Sounds pretty cool. 101. All right. By the way, before
101.
we hop into news, go ahead and give me a cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Okay. Cheers to you guys. All right. News number one. We have hands on the PlayStation DualSense Edge controller. This is from The Verge. In a statement, The Verge confirms that the Edge battery life is moderately shorter than the original DualSense. If you guys don't know what the DualSense Edge is, it's basically a souped up version of the DualSense, the normal
Mhm.
PS5 controller. It is in line more of the Xbox Elite controller. You get the extra paddles. It's a little heftier. There's a couple of different modular things you can do. You can change the joysticks out. There's more grips to it. There's, again, I said the back paddles, more customization. But with this more customization comes with a steeper price tag, which is at $200 right now. Okay. And what they found out is that it actually has a shorter battery life. So the reason why it has a shorter battery life is because it's due to the Edge having more features within the same form factor. Sony wanted to achieve a balance between high performance and battery. It does include a longer USB cable to provide to be more connected. I don't know if we have a picture of this. I don't know if you want to share like the video. I can actually pull it up here.
It's running. It's running.
Yeah. So there actually is a picture of the cable, and it's a weird cable. It's not just like a regular USB.
Oh, of the cable. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can find
it's like
that
a
somewhere.
clamp. It's a clamp that hooks onto the top of the controller. It's really weird looking. So that is an option, and they said we want to give you a nice braided cable because it's gonna die a lot more often. Apparently, Sony was working on the Edge in 2018. They play tested with over 100 pro gamers for research purposes, and they didn't want to change. They didn't want to change the form factor of the DualSense at all when developing this thing. So it is $200. Like I said, it is $30 more for compared to the Xbox Elite controller, which sells for $180. What do you think so far
Crazy.
of this? What do you? Okay, let's get the elephant out of the room first for you, Kelv.
Okay.
You pre-ordered this. It's on the way for you, right? You're gonna get it.
Shamelessly, yes, I did.
Yes, yeah, we know. Does this impact you? Are you mad about this?
No,
Okay.
not in the slightest. I mean, it's it's a bummer because it is something that you kind of wish they improved, right, from the DualSense. But I understand why. I kind of get it. It has a lot more features than what the DualSense. The DualSense already has a ton of features, and it's kind of a hefty controller in itself, right?
Right.
So just tacking on more stuff, more haptic feedback, just giving you more features to play with, it is gonna scream for more battery, right? So I get that part. I get the fact that they didn't want to change any of the form factor. They kind of want to keep it the way it looks. It looks slim. It looks clean. Everyone likes the design already. So I get why they did that. Would it have been bad if they maybe slightly adjusted how the controller looks to kind of improve or get a bigger battery in there? I don't see why it wouldn't hurt. I'm sure costly wise, it would have been a pain for them. It would have been not so it wouldn't have been what they wanted to do as far as that goes. So I get it. But it doesn't impact me because I mean, for me, I have several controllers. I don't understand that issue with this, particularly with the DualSense, where it's like, oh, the DualSense dies so fast. I'm like, well, if you have two controllers, you just swap them out. Like one's already charged, you just swap the other one out, and you're done. Like you're good. Like I don't understand what the big issue is with that.
I think it's a quality of life thing, right? And you have to think about it from a perspective of someone who doesn't necessarily have, the cash to have controllers just on deck, right? You kind of need a setup for these things. I mean, I have this charging base thing for my two controllers, and it's not an issue for me. I just pop them in, done. They're charged, and good to go. But if you have only one controller and you're playing and you have a long session, it might be an issue. But then if you're buying this controller, you already have another controller because it came with your PS5,
Right.
right? So that's the thing too. It's not a product for everyone. It is for a specific person like yourself, a connoisseur, I would say, of Sony, right? You like,
Agreed. Yeah.
and this is kind of like you're the target audience for this thing. You like more of a premium controller. You're more of a power user when it comes to these things, and you just like having the nicer, controller in that. I will say, Kelv, as far as what it looks like, you can't really tell it's a different controller from far away. What do you
Agreed.
think of the design? Right?
The design, I think it looks fine. I think it looks great. I think it looks clean. It looks sharp. It just looks like a premium product. It looks like it's gonna be like you can tell this is going to be the elite of Sony's controller, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it looks dope. I think it looks cool. Um, I get what you're saying when it comes to like, not having the money for certain things, to having like these premium products. But like again, like you said, if you bought a PS5, you have a controller, you would assume people are charging that controller per session, right? Per session every time you finish a game. I just don't understand unless you're like not unless you just leave your controller not charged every time, then you expect your controller to die. Like that's just plain
Yeah.
and simple. You know what I mean?
I
So that argument just doesn't like sit right with me. I just never understood the whole major issue. Like I get the issue with it, but people are like only honing down on that. I'm just like, it's not a big deal.
Right. And I think too, if you compare it to the Elite controller, the battery life is stellar compared to the DualSense. The DualSense does not have great battery life.
Hmm.
And trust me on that because I've dumped hours into Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
and it's died on me, right? I had to charge it a bunch of times or swap it out a bunch of times because of the control. Meanwhile, I don't remember the last time I charged my Xbox controller. So, is the battery life an issue? Yes, it can be, but it's not the biggest issue.
It's
Right.
not. I don't think so.
Right.
It is nice, like the Switch. That thing doesn't die. I don't know, or I'm specifically like just like the what is it
Joy
called?
Cons?
The no, like the premium one. What's it called? The
Pro
controller.
controller.
Pro
Pro
controller.
controller.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That doesn't die. That thing does not die. I don't understand. I don't know when's the last time I charged my Pro controller, but it's still moving. It's still kicking. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Granted, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It's just like a regular Pro controller, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? Is because Sony packed so much technology into this thing. That's why it dies so fast, right? Where this one doesn't have as much of the technology, which I'm holding up an
Sure.
Xbox Elite controller. It doesn't have as much technology as a PS5 Edge.
Right,
So,
right.
last question for you before we move on. This thing is a $200. Okay. Is it worth almost I'm going to say 3 times as much because right now you can get a DualSense controller for $50 on sale.
Mhm.
Like it just is it worth 3 times as much as a regular DualSense?
That's where the issue lies, in my opinion. If there's any issue with this, I think it's the price, 100%. Now, again, if you want a premium product, you're going to spend whatever you want to get that premium product. I think Sony is going a little bit far, like too much with the price here because, again, being a little bit more expensive than the Xbox controller, than Xbox Elite, I'm like, I mean, granted, again, this has more bells and whistles, but it's like, Jesus, man, like you couldn't cut corners somewhere to like bring that to a better sweet spot, like 149, 169, like somewhere around that range. Like I
Yeah,
would feel
like
a little
sub
bit more
200.
comfortable. Yeah, I would feel a little bit more comfortable paying that as opposed to like the 199. But again, it's just another option, right? You don't have to buy this. This is just another option that you can use for your PS5, and it's there if you want it. It's there if you need it, but it's not a necessity. So I can't really fault like them for doing this because it's just like, hey, if you guys want this, it's there for you. It's an option. But if you don't, we have our $70 or $69.99 controllers if you want to play those.
Yeah. Again, it is a premium option, not the only option for this. So it is marketed towards people who want those type of things. So I think it's cool. Again, battery life thing is kind of like annoying, but it's not a deal breaker. I guess is a way to put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait a little bit to get mine. I'm probably gonna honestly go to your house and touch yours and be like, okay, I need this. Yeah, I need this. That's usually what happens. I see you have it, and I'm like, okay,
I gotta have it. It's mine. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I
So,
gotcha.
enough about Sony, dude. Let's move on to our next news topic.
This is a Rob as
This
topic.
this is interesting. I think this is pretty interesting because they found out what is the most popular Pokemon, and this is backed by research. Okay, research as to what are the 10 most popular Pokemon, and you're gonna find out that when people think of Pokemon, it's usually Pikachu that first comes to mind. But the recent study revealed that this may be the case, but the list doesn't include Pikachu. And this is based on searches. Solitaire Bliss is the name of the researcher, I guess, or whoever that is. They analyze data from Google, Yahoo, and Bing. So this is 3 big search engines to determine the definite list of Pokemon's top 10 favorites. Kel, before we even go into, the list and showing the list here, who do you think's number 1?
I mean, I kind of figured it was. Do you want me to say it? Because I knew who it was
What's
before.
number 1? Yeah, just say it.
Charizard.
Yeah, Charizard. That's
Main thing is, I knew that already. I thought I knew that already. I don't know. For me, this isn't a surprise.
Well,
it's either Pikachu or Charizard.
But Pikachu's not even on the list.
That's weird. That's a
weird,
little strange.
Right? So the top 10 obviously is Charizard, Gardevoir, Sylveon, Lucario, Gengar, Umbreon, Garchomp, Mimikyu, Rayquaza, and Greninja. There you have it. Those are the top 10 most searched Pokemon.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why are these the top searched Pokemon?
I could not explain to you why. It could be competitive. It could be, maybe a factor of Pokemon Unite. It could be it's a bunch of different factors, but Pikachu is not on a list. People don't search Pikachu anymore. That's just not a thing. Weird, right?
So I know Pokemon has grown more so of an audience with like just the Pokemon card based scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pikachu not being very, I guess, not important, but just a lot of people don't really care for a Pikachu. It doesn't hold as much weight for like cost wise, right? I don't think Pikachu does, or maybe some certain cards do.
Well, it depends on the card, really. But like Pikachu doesn't have a lot of weight compared to a different card, like some of these other Pokemon.
So then, if you look at these, do you think these are the ones that people are searching for card wise? Like, are these like rare cards that you would find people looking for?
No, this list doesn't really correlate to the cards either, which is very strange.
I can see Lucario because he's Smash Brothers. Like, I can see that correlation somehow.
He's a very striking design. Umbreon, I think, is a big one. That's a fan favorite. That's actually my top one. Rayquaza is a good one. He's the green snake dragon. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was an interesting list because it's not who you kind of think it would be, right?
Right.
Obviously, Charizard. I mean, Blastoise's not in there. It's a mix, and there's not a ton of like the brand new ones in there either. There's not a ton of like the ones from Sun and Moon. Like it's all kind of like older era,
Yeah, it's interesting. Shazzy brings up a good point here. He says top search doesn't necessarily mean most popular either. Maybe Pikachu isn't there because everyone knows everything they need to know about him, or something, or either.
That is true. That is 100% a great point. That necessarily doesn't mean that he's not the most popular because he's the most. I would say he's the most iconic, 100%. but
Yeah.
maybe people wanted to know more about Gardevoir and Umbreon and maybe get cool pictures of them and stuff like that. But we already know everything about Pikachu. So very good point, Jazzy. That was actually very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting research that they did. We'll kind of find, you know what I mean? We know Charizard's on top though. That's easy. So let's move on. Do you have any questions about that, Kelv? You ready to go?
No, I think I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Well, sticking more to the kid theme, which Pokemon is, Pokemon, it tends to be a kid game. Epic is being sued because Fortnite is too addictive to the kids, to the youths. What? Filed in
What?
2019, a lawsuit was officially authorized several days ago. Epic Games is being sued, using experts to make the gameplay loop of Fortnite so addicting so players stay on the platform as long as possible. The file claims the game does not openly disclose just how addictive and harmful playing Fortnite can be for an extended period of time. Oh my god, I'm getting mad reading this.
Oh, it gets worse, man. I cut down a lot.
The file goes on to discuss the harmful ramifications of playing video games, even comparing Fortnite to heroin. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Like, stop. Epic respondents stated, we have an industry-leading parental controls that empowers parents to supervise their child's digital experience, said to Epic spokesperson in statement to PC Gamer. So I'm gonna first off stop right here. I'm gonna pause right here.
Yeah,
Kelvin, you're a parent, okay?
I am. Yes,
You're a good parent. I know that.
I
I'm
hope
saying
so.
that because
Yes.
you're not, you're not deadbeat. But if you see your son on the game 24/7 all the time, are you going to blame the game or are you going to blame him?
I'm gonna blame myself because I haven't done anything to change that. I haven't done anything to um, either educate him or just give him guidance as to why you shouldn't be playing this 24/7. So for them to just like really hone in on Epic kind of being the problem, and then just redirecting it towards games as like the bad guy, having it being called as like it's too addicting, it's like closer to like being like heroin. Like come on, like that's just ridiculous old man statements that I'm sure a lot of these people have no idea what gaming is in general, you know what I mean. They think of it as like old school Pac-Man and old school Mario, all that stuff. So yeah, it would be 1000% the parents' fault because they're not educating their kids and they're not doing anything about their kids playing games 24/7.
And that's 100% it, right? Is that they're blaming the game. And the parents are, I don't want to say they're lazy, but they get frustrated that they see that their kid is obviously addicted to this thing and they want to blame the game. They don't want to put it on the kid or themselves to say. And like I said, Chazzy says we live in a world where no one wants to take accountability, and that's 100% it. It's like, no, blame the publisher. That's the same thing happened when like Pokemon came out. We were just talking about Pokemon, but when we were kids, Red and Blue came out.
Right.
I would say that's a pretty addicting game. It's like collect all the monsters, and like every kid was playing it, and you had to tell. You know what happened if I was playing my game for too long? My dad would be like, "Stop playing the game." You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I don't think this is on Epic. I don't think they need to put in a thing that says this game's too addictive. I can understand that maybe with microtransactions, it can get a little crazy and hairy because
Right.
kids can access their credit cards and whatever. But as far as saying it's too addictive, I don't know, man.
The microtransaction part, I can see that argument because
Yeah,
it does spark something in your brain, kind of like addicting as if you're like gambling per se, right? That's exactly kind
100%.
of essentially what you're doing, right? So if you don't watch your kids, if you're not focused on what they're doing, if you're not engaged with what they're doing, that can easily fall through the cracks, and then you can have something where these kids are just like focused on getting the next big thing, that next big high, because that's what you go for to play these games, especially when you're doing those microtransactions. You're just waiting for the next high, you're just waiting for the next loot box or something to give you that satisfaction. And
Right.
so if they're not careful, they can be addicted. That is an addicting factor, right? Same thing with like alcohol, same thing with gambling. That those are addicting factors because you're stimulating those not isotopes. You're whatever they're called. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's that I understand. So if they don't do something about that, if they don't restrict um, those issues for kids, that's a problem. I mean, at this point, they do have to do something about it because it is being brought out to their attention. So they have to kind of like put a disclosure of some sort to like kind of, you know, keep everyone at bay.
Yeah.
But it's
Just
just interesting how it's the ramifications of playing video games are compared to Fortnite or compared to like heroin. You know, like that just doesn't sit well with me because that isn't true. That isn't something that happens in real life. You know, that's just like it's just crazy to think that. You know,
I kind of feel like video games always get like that short and stink, or there's always something about video games that people always have to complain about, right? When we were kids, right, it would say stop playing video game, you're not going to amount to anything with playing those games, right? You can't do anything, you can't do a job. Meanwhile, there's a ton of different jobs out now revolving video games, right? You could be a
right?
streamer, you could be a video game dev, you could be in the media, you could be, you know what I mean? Like, there's a ton of different avenues for that, and that is 100% a way to go. And back then, it was very very crucified to say to want to do something revolving that, right? They're like they're rotting
Hmm.
your brain. You can't, you shouldn't even play these games.
Right.
Now
Right.
it's like the games are too good and they're too addicting, so like games are bad because they're too addicting, and
Right.
it's just
Same thing could be said about movies. You
yeah,
know,
same thing.
same thing could be said about anything, any media. You know, and video games have grown so much, and they've matured so much that it is. I don't even understand how we're having this conversation now in 2022 because I feel like gaming has kind of not overshadowed, but at least been on the same like wavelength as like movies
It's like
and other
overtaking it, I feel
different
like.
type of medias. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know why we're in this conversation right now with this happening, but I understand Fortnite is a massive um you know not even a game, it's a platform at this point. And so it just people are going to try to strike it because of certain things, and like you said, people don't take accountability for themselves, so they want to blame the game instead.
Yeah, 100%. And Epic stated that they will remain firm and fight this in court, which I think they should do. I think that's bullshit. It's ridiculous. And it's just like immature to just blame the publisher to do that. Like, that's just
Hmm.
like, like you're making my kid not spend time with me and I can't get them off the game. Like, no, that's on
Right.
you, buddy. That's on you. Couple of comments here that says they shit on Nintendo, they shit on Mortal Kombat, but that may be another conversation. They shit on shooters, blaming them why people want to hurt others, blaming anything they want or who they should. Um, yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's always they want to play the blame game. You were gonna say something, Kelvin. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
uh I forget what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say Fortnite as a big example, right? Like it is. I can see why it could be addicting in a sense, but not to the point where like you're just like on it 24 hours. Fortnite does a fantastic job of bringing you into their system, right? They do a
Yes,
phenomenal job of like, hey, trying to reel you back in, right? Like I've been tempted every single
I already
season.
downloaded it. Already downloaded it.
Look at you, you're already down and you
Already
don't play it.
downloaded.
You rarely play the game, but it's like they keep bringing you back because they do such a good job with the DLC or just like the new season that they do, and you're like, damn, that's a good, like that's dope. They keep revolutionizing things, they keep
Yep.
making things fun, they keep making
Yep.
things interesting and engaging. So yeah, it is a fun factor, it is an engaging thing that they do, but it's not in a way of how they're trying to make it seem. It's not this like, oh, like I'm too addicted to this that I can't stop playing. It's just like I'm too addicted to this because they're doing things different every single time. They're changing things. They're keeping our attention. They're not staying the
Facts.
same. They're not back in 2015 or 20 whatever 20 no 2020 I guess is when they actually like grew like became Fortnite, like the big Fortnite. Um yeah,
I'll say like
so
20,
it's just I don't know what year was it when they actually like
2018,
was it
2019, it
2018?
something like that. It was a couple of years ago. Like it was I think after 2017 cuz I remember
Shit,
20 20
it's been that long?
yeah, 2017 I was living in Beacon. I remember my roommate at the time, Kyle, he was playing Fortnite and I remember he would like lose his shit over Fortnite.
Wow.
So I think it's 2017. I think it was 2017.
That's
Um
insane to me, dude.
yeah.
Um, Huang Ramos in the comments here. Shout out to Huang. I know him personally. I think all big monetized media companies have psychologists and such to abuse the human psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's true. There are big, huge medias that like this they're being sued for. like having experts to make the loop for Fortnite addicting, right? So
Yeah, and you know what it
it's
could.
go ahead, yeah.
I was gonna say, you know, what it could be too. It could be just the news they're hearing. It's just the news outlets that say, you know, a parent could be sitting at home and all of a sudden a report pops. It's like, did you know that Fortnite is super addictive and it can fuck with your kid and damage your brain and there'll be, you know, it's like it is as addictive as heroin. And then, you know, people that don't question these things or you know are lazy or don't take accountability, like, oh my god, that's so true. Like, I'm gonna stop my kid from playing Fortnite right now. You know what I mean? It's just yeah. I
Yeah, man. One last thing I'll say about this too, regarding Huang's comment there, this could also be misconstrued a little bit, right? Like if you have something that says like, oh, Epic is being sued using experts to have that game loop addicting. I mean, who's to say they're just using data from like they're having people find data that can help them continue making this more addicting, but not necessarily trying to make it like in a bad way, like I don't know. There's just different ways to look at it, and I just
yeah.
don't want people to hone on like the negative. It could also just be research purposes. Like, yeah, they're probably trying to do research. They're trying to see how can we get people to keep playing this game, and that's
That's fair.
valid.
Like I said, I remember when they added Naruto to the game, and Sasuke was one of the characters you could download Fortnite. Guess who went on Fortnite and bought the skin? Because, but it's not
And did you
because
play ever that? Did you play ever
I
since? Like,
played like a match or two, and I was just like, this is cool. All right, bye
yeah,
Fortnite for another 10 years. Like,
right, right.
but it's a testament to what they do. They do that shit good. They do it well.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I would say to Epic, you know, fight the good fight. Like this is crazy that people are it's crazy that we have to even have this conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
KBG, shout out to KBG here. It was 2017 when they first initially launched Fortnite as a co-op survival game.
Mm,
That's wild. Like I don't for some reason like I knew Fortnite wasn't like it was out way before like the big like major Fortnite that we know like what it is today came out, but like 2017, dude, like I don't remember it being that long ago.
it blew up. I want to say 2018. I think it blew up like
2018, yeah.
2018 is when they started adding all the different seasons. But the original Fortnite
Well, that's
was
when Battle Royale first came out
yeah,
for them,
yeah.
and that's
That's
when
when it came out. Yeah, and it was very bare bones. So thank you, KBG, for that. But let's move on to our last piece of news for the week, Kelv. High on Life is a hit. There's a new game called High on Life. It is on Game Pass, and it's actually Game Pass's biggest launch in 2022. It is the biggest third-party launch in Game Pass history, and the biggest single-player game launch on Game Pass ever. Kelv, have you played this game yet?
No, but this is making me want to play it. I've always wanted to play this game. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I'll wait to, I'll wait to see what it looks like in reviews and what people say. We have the news title here as like it's a hit, right? And it looks like it's a hit for sure. It definitely is. But the reviews kind of say otherwise. Some people like it, some people don't. So it's interesting where this game falls. Like it's gaining massive success on Game Pass, but as far as like the critics go, it's okay. It's kind of like on both sides.
I have a little. I'm going to read a little bit about the actual, article itself, and then I'll say what I think I'm going to say here. Squanch Games director and CEO Mike Fridley had this to say: "When Squanch Games was first created, it was to make the games we wanted to play, and Game Pass is helping us reach the players that want to play those games too." And just what is High on Life about? It tells a story of a regular teenager who gets embroiled in a galactic conflict after an alien cartel discovers humans can be used as drugs. Of course, the only recourse is to become a bounty hunter and take the whole cartel down. It is a mix of classic shooting, like RPG mechanics, and outrageous humor. Now, I think there's two things here as to why this game has been so successful.
I'm gonna pull up a trailer for High on Life
Yeah,
while you talk.
please, thank you. Now, one is being it has the voice actors for Rick and Morty.
Yes,
So
it is the yeah. So Mike Fridley is the creator of Rick and
right,
Morty.
right. So
For those that don't know,
that's number one thing that attracts people. Like, there's a ton of people that love that show, love him, right? So they're gonna obviously gravitate towards this game. And it looked, even when I watched the trailer, I think it was like E3 or whenever it came out, whatever show. I was intrigued by it because it just looked crazy with like the faces on the guns and they talk to you, and I was just like, see, like it looks so weird and
Yeah,
wacky, and like it is definitely eye catching, and I want to try it. Like I don't
it's
I
different, man.
yeah, it's very different.
It has a
Um,
cool. I think it just has a cool title. It has really cool characters. Like the graphics, obviously insane. The art direction looks really cool. Um, a lot of people are saying that it's funny. It's very comedic, right? Which is but then there's other people that are like, yeah, but it's not my type of humor. So it really is going to be kind of focused on a specific target audience for this, right? Different type of humor, I would say. Um, Obviously, if you like Rick and Morty, I'm sure you'll like this type of humor. So there's that. I'm interested to play this game. I'm actually really interested. Maybe at some point down the line, we can probably get Mike Fridley on our podcast
let's
and
see.
just kind of talk to him and kind of discuss more so on like squash games, but also about like High on Life and what everything has been with High on Life success and what it looked like for them. So I'm interested to see what he would say if he would want to join us. But this game looks great. It looks really cool. I'm gonna try it just because it looks different. It looks like it's something that I would like to play. It's a first person shooter. I can't imagine it being that long of a game. So it'd be right up my alley, right? And it has a cool premise, right? It looks like it's a fun, like just blockbuster game just to kind of play for a couple hours and then just say like, yeah, this was a fun game that killed like 8-10 hours of my life,
Yeah,
in a
I
good
mean, I don't know
way.
if you saw the credits there, it showed Jennifer Hale, which I think was the voice actress for Bayonetta before the whole thing blew up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty
You're right.
sure. So there are some names on that list there. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, I've heard mixed things as well, like from people that have played the game, from reviews. And I think it being on Game Pass was also part of the success, right? It's like the new hot game just came out and
Hmm.
it's free on Game Pass for you. Go play it. So I think Game Pass was the best thing for this game because if it wasn't on Game Pass, would it be as successful? I don't think so.
Not sure. I don't know. I mean, I think with the premise of the game, the art style, the title, I think people would like gravitate towards it if they see it on the market and they're like, "Oh, that looks cool. High on Life, like that sounds pretty cool." Like, "Oh, aliens, like it looks cool." I can see it doing well in that, like kind of like word of mouth type of thing. But yeah, I think again, this is just another testament to Game Pass. Game Pass is killing it. Game Pass is the way to go because you get so much exposure from Game Pass when you probably wouldn't have gotten that exposure to begin with. Um, this is, I think, Squanch Games' biggest title yet that they've released. They've made games in the past, but this is kind of like their biggest AAA game. And like you said, will it have been as successful if it wasn't for Game Pass? I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have.
Yeah, I mean that's just the power of Game Pass, man. I know like Microsoft, people shitting on Microsoft for not being, with their first party titles and not coming out the gate, but when it comes to Game Pass, they do it right. They're doing it right. They are leading that revolution. And Chad just says, "I hear everyone sounds the same." I heard that too. I heard that too. So
Yeah, there's definitely issues with the game from what I hear. Did you see there was a video I saw on TikTok or Twitter where they kind of I forgot the name of like the restaurant. It was an Applebee's, but they changed the name slightly in the game. It's like Alien Applebee's or something. Like it just said something kind of
like even the
funny.
logos like the similar and
The
stuff like
logo
that.
exactly the same. They just added something in front of Applebee's to make it their own, and I'm like, that's insane. Like the cool things like that, I'm sure they're all just kind of like sprinkled into the game.
Right,
Um,
right.
that I would want to see and try out. I think the world itself is just fun to explore. So I actually want to try it. I definitely want to try it, and I probably will on my Steam Deck. That might be a game to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I think after I beat Crisis Core and dip into The Witcher a little more, I will probably pick that up and try it. Excuse me, I got a freaking burp right
Burp
here.
away, man.
Jeez.
Burp away.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think I'm good. Oh, so
Also,
loud.
sidetrack here. I went to the dentist today, right? So my gums are like really inflamed right now. I
They're
feel like
raw.
I feel like I can't talk right because it's just like they're swollen
I
right now.
hate the dentist
Dude,
so
the dentist is
much.
so
I
bad.
hate the. I'll do the eye doctor all day over the
They're
dentist.
like
I
stabbing
hate
me
it.
with this like mini spear, like what it feels like,
It's
right?
not even
And
this.
I hear
It's
the
not even this.
scraping.
Yeah, scraping.
It's just
Ugh.
like why don't they? Okay, so this is kind of like my forte here, but like MRIs, right? They put like headphones on so that you don't hear the banging. It kind of like gives you a little bit of a calmer, more atmosphere, so you can listen to music and stuff like that. Why don't they do that when you're at the dentist? You know,
No, because they want to have a conversation with you
I don't
while
want to
you're.
talk.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Why?
that's what they want to do. They
How?
every dentist I've ever been to, they always just want to have a conversation. And I get it; they're like trying to get your mind off the scraping, but it's like I can't talk to you.
Doesn't matter because
I
all I hear is
can't. Yeah, yeah.
and then I just feel the poking, and then my gums are bleeding, and I'm just like I just can't, I can't do it.
I will say though, like when they spray the water, like the suppose that feels kind of nice, where they like clean everything out. That feels
I
pretty
like
good.
when they use a toothpaste and they're like, there's the zzz. I'm like, all right, I know it's almost done at this point because they're just like kind of like buffering my shit, right?
Yeah,
And now I'm just like, I'm like at the end game. So
yeah.
that's my favorite part.
I just love when they're in there and you're like, hey, your teeth's fucked up, and you might have to go to orthodontist and pay like $6,000, but you should probably do it. You should probably do it. But your teeth are fine. We're cleaning them and whatever. Like they're just like so like nonchalant about like you got to spend so much money on your teeth right now.
Dental hygienists, man, I don't know how they do it. They're in there, they're in your mouth, dude. And like us, fine, but like I can imagine just someone that just has gross teeth, like I don't know. They shout outs to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I despise. I was telling Jess the other day, I was like, I really need to get a cleaning and I need to go to the dentist. But I
Wait, when's the
loathe
last time
it.
you went?
Probably a year ago.
A year? Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I know you're supposed to go every like 6 months. You're supposed to go every
Yeah,
six
yeah.
months, but I tend to like go a year and it's awful and my teeth are gonna fall in my fucking head. But it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna go. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go next year. I'm gonna go next year. I promise. I'm gonna go next year.
Okay. All right.
Guys, that concludes our news for the week. Thank you guys for listening in. We're going to go ahead and move on to our in-game chat session where, Kelvin, what we're going to do is I have a tier list set up for us. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to present my screen here. And chat, please chime in. You're probably going to scream at me for the way I was setting this up. Not every single game is going to be on here. So there's going to be games that I missed. But this is more games that me and Kelvin have played or are more knowledgeable about, so we can form an actual opinion on them versus me just putting every single game that was released in 2022. So we're going to be ranking the top games of 2022. So these are the more known hits that were released, right? So
Again, I don't know anything what's to come, so this
all
is
right, we're
interesting.
going to present it right now. And can you see that, Kelv?
No, not even close.
You can't see the list
It's
here?
too. Let's see. Maybe if I full screen it,
What about that?
that looks better. I can see that now. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
So
just can't see chat, but that's fine.
that's okay. All right. Pikmin 4 is not coming out till next year or 2024. All right, Samurai.
Where's
like,
Pink? Oh, Samurai, of course. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's not. This is of 2022. It's not. It's not coming out yet. All right.
It's gonna get delayed. You know
He
what I
said
mean?
he was kidding.
It's gonna
He
get
said
canceled.
He was kidding. He was kidding. It's an inside joke. All right. So we have our different tiers. We have S plus. Obviously means very good. Best of the best.
Yeah. Wait, are you able to like? This is you
I'm gonna
making.
move.
This
Yeah,
is a
I'm-
tier
I'm
maker.
moving.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we're
All right,
moving.
I like this. All right, I like this already. All right, let's go.
All right. S obviously, and then for last we have booty cheeks. So this is booty cheeks is very bad. Games that are trashy.
Did you name this?
Yes.
Shout
I
outs.
did
Shout
this.
outs to Rob. You know what I mean? Everyone, shout out Rob in the comments.
Thank you. All right. So we're gonna go down the list here. All right. Also, for Tony, I know you're in the chat. I put Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on for you. Just for you, I put it on there. All right. So
oh god,
don't come at me with me
well,
not caring
fucking
about
Pinkman 4 over here. Come on.
Actually, side note, I was watching Tony stream the other day, and he was playing his Super Smash Brothers Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
And Pac-Man died. He was playing as Pac-Man, and he died as Pac-Man. And he was so sad, and I just started laughing at him. And he's like, "Do you understand? Like, he's dead forever. Like, I can't ever play him again during this run." So,
Hey man, you made the rules. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. So, anyways, let's start with Bayonetta 3. Where are we putting Bayonetta 3 here? What are you thinking, Kel?
This is hard because some of these games we haven't played. You know
That's
what I mean?
why I wanted to put games we played and some games that, based off reviews, based off speculation, what we heard. Let's do that.
Yep. I like that. Okay. I've heard. So, full disclosure, Rob, you haven't played this game. I haven't played this game, so this is based off of just knowledge. I think Bayonetta would probably sit at a A tier. Reason being is because it was nominated for, was it best action game?
Yeah, best action game.
So I mean, if you're nominated, you're doing something right. You know what I mean?
So I did hear really good things about Bayonetta, right? I heard amazing
Mhm.
things about it, but I did hear the story does fall flat towards the end.
Yes, yes.
And to me, that I'm not going to put you in S, but the fact that it's running on the Switch and the Switch is ancient technology at this point, and it still made it look great and crazy.
Yep.
I will say I think A is a good spot for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I agree. I agree.
yeah, yeah. Again, I might put it differently if I did play it, but I just based on from what I've read, I'm gonna give it an A. This one's gonna be hard. Oh, we're starting off crazy here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Where are you putting her?
Call of Duty. This is it's like a love hate relationship with Call of Duty. Granted, I am more so on
Okay.
not the single player side. I'm more on the multiplayer side. So I don't know, man.
This.
I want to kind of give it on the B side. To be
I'm
honest.
thinking that too. We're on the same wavelength. Yes.
Yeah,
I was gonna
think
say
it's B tier. Yeah.
It's not C. It's.
Why do you
great.
think B though?
It's like old reliable, right? It's always you can go to it.
It's comfort food. You know,
it's comfort food. It's there. It's not gonna knock your socks off. It's not gonna be S plus. It's not gonna be. It's not booty cheeks.
No, I don't think anything on this list is booty cheek. Well, maybe I might put Yu-Gi-Oh on that booty cheek size. I was just kidding.
But yeah, Warzone 2.0 is I haven't heard great things about it, but
yeah,
I think it gets a B because it when it came out, a lot of people were downloading it.
Yeah.
So B's good. All right, Callisto Protocol.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. Again, I haven't played Callisto. You haven't played Callisto. If I want to say Mega Booty Cheeks Warzone 2, that's another one, man. Like that's a whole different topic there. I just wish I wanted to play Warzone more. But anyways, Callisto, I don't know. You're hovering over the D. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
I've watched people play this game, and it looks all right, but the whole time, it makes me want to play Dead Space instead. The entire time I'm playing this game, and the enemies seem kind of uninspired. I know the world's beautiful, but I just heard so.
Wait. You said the enemies look uninspired. Have you seen the enemies in there?
I did. I saw the beginning. I was watching the beginning of the game, and enemies look like normal humanoid enemies that are just like whatever. Maybe
maybe later towards the game, but they look ridiculous. Some of them, but I mean, it could be just you're looking at the beginning of the game, so it might be a little bit different. But I personally would probably put it on the C tier list.
You want to put it C tier? Okay.
I mean, you're saying on the D, so I think we should let chat kind of decide. Like right. C or D. Where are we putting that?
Where are we going? We have Tony for another 5-10 minutes. So
okay, all right, Tony, choose wisely. I mean, Chaz we'll see, man. Chaz, if you can get, Huang, let's get you going in here as well. Chario, bring Chario in here, dude, because we need Chario in the house. Shout out to my boy Chario. We got to get as many people going here.
We got 2 C's. So
C.
It's C.
2 C's.
It is a fun, playable game. It's not like it's awful. It C's a good spot for it. No, they're right.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is Final Fantasy Reunion. You have not played this game yet, but I have.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
Where am I putting it? It's more on me. Where am I putting it?
Yeah. Where are you putting it?
I'm giving it A.
Really?
I'm giving it an A. I'm giving this game an A right off the jump. Because it is a very well done remaster or remake. It's
anything you say right now moving forward is just going to excite me, so I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it is a beautifully done remake. They didn't change like a ton of things. Like it wasn't like they just completely just like it's the same game with better graphics. Essentially it's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And the combat feels easy. It's just like I don't want to say it's brainless. It's not a brainless game, but it is a little bit on rails, and you can kind of relax, and you're like watching like a movie. It's great. You just play it. It's an A. It's an
A. Juan Ramos comes in and says, "I think all Battlefield and all Call of Duties and Halos should be put in a D because of lack of innovation." It's
fighting
all
words right
repetition
now.
of all the same stuff, dude. He
Oh
is
my
fighting. He's going
god.
for like everyone's neck
It's
right
going
now.
for the jugular here. Wow.
So he's saying that we put Modern Warfare 2 a little bit too high here. That's crazy.
Wow. Okay. All right. Good to know. Next over here we have Cult of the Lamb. I haven't played this game, but I hear very good things
I
about
hear
it.
very good things. That should be,
A.
I would say hovering closer to S, but I think A would be appropriate for it.
I would say A.
Um,
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna
yeah,
give it an A,
yeah.
just
I haven't
because.
played that game. Is it? It's not a roguelike game, is it? Or I'm
No,
not
no. I think
quite
it's
certain.
more of like a survival kind of thing, or I know you recruit a bunch of cult members and stuff like that. But it's. I don't want to say it's like Don't Starve, but it's kind of like more of an overworld
It
kind of
is
game.
kind of like that. Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
And let us know in the chat if you guys have played Cult of the Lambs. I'm sure uh, Tony has played it, and I'm sure I don't know one of you
so
guys
he's
have as
he's
well.
saying close to an S masterpiece for Cult of the Lamb. Um, I don't
Is he
know.
is he questioning what I said? Does he think it's lower?
I don't know. I have no idea if he's saying it's lower. So uh, I'm gonna stick with A. I know I think he's gonna buy Colton Lamb with the gift card we gave him when he won Jeopardy. So you let
Yeah,
us
yeah,
know when after you beat it. Let us know where it
absolutely.
deserves. Um, Horizon Zero, not Zero Dawn. Forbidden West. I hate this game. I hate this game because
I
it's a
I feel
damn.
bad for this game. I don't hate this game. I just feel so
No, that's
bad
not
for
why I'm
this game.
hating it. Is because it's such a damned game. It's a cursed game right now. You can't.
It's like the kid that always got picked on in high school, and then you see him and you're like, damn, man, like I didn't pick on you. I didn't pick on you at all through high school. I just feel bad for you that you were picked on. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about this game.
I honestly want to give it an S.
No, you're crazy. I don't think so.
You don't think it
You
deserves
think
an
it's
S?
better than
Beta.
Crisis Core?
Yeah, I think it's a better game than Crisis Core. Is nothing crazy special. It's just a
Okay.
remake.
Okay. All right. Um,
You want to do S or A?
I was gonna say A, but I haven't finished the game, so I from what I've played, it's great. It's fun. I'm having a great time. I just haven't like wanted to go back. So you think S? You want to put in S?
I'm
Let's
giving
go
you
S.
S
Let's
because
go
that
S.
that world is beautiful. There's tons to do. There's a lot of people that love that game.
There's nothing wrong with the game per se. The loop in the game is engaging enough, right? I think it just got shot on by Elden Ring. That's really it. If it came out separately, if it came out on a time where there was nothing coming out, I think people would have like
It came out during
like
summer before Elden
devoured this
Ring,
game.
or
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna say S. I'm giving you an S.
Okay. Okay.
Deathloop. I played a little bit of this. I don't think you have.
I hate this game. I've heard so much about this game coming up from release. I'm so
I hate
over
this
it.
game.
And even after post release, it was still being like shown in trailers and stuff. I'm like, why is this still being shown, dude? Um, obviously because it came out on PS5 first, and then I think now it's being acquired by Microsoft, so it's gonna still come out at some point, or it did come out. I don't fucking know. I don't know about booty cheeks, but that's a harsh title for it. But
No, it's a good. I heard it's a good game, but I personally, I'm gonna probably put it as like a C for me.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I like to see. I was gonna put a D just because I don't like it, but
It's a good game. It's a good game. It's
yeah.
just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But it's yeah. Bad. All right, this is all you, bro. Marvel Sap. I put this one for you too.
Dude.
Do not give it
Top.
S+. I'll stab
The
you.
top, bro.
I'm going to stab you through this.
Do you
computer.
understand? They should be suing Marvel for this shit. This is addicting as hell. I'm telling you right now.
Back to the
Marvel
thing like
Snap,
that.
dude, it is so good, dude. It is such a fun game with little to no pushback with the whole microtransactions and the whole loot box system situation. Like you're not really involved in that much. If you want to spend the extra cash, you can. For the season pass, it's $10. It's a little outrageous in my opinion, but yeah, man, I think I would say S plus. I'm gonna go with S fucking plus. That is top
You're
tier.
insane.
And I think Chazzy
You
will
are
agree, man.
insane.
You don't
All
think?
right,
Oh,
you
Chazzy is saying A. Chazzy is saying A.
no, we're gonna go to S. We're getting an S. We're giving an S. We're getting an S. I'm not putting S plus. There's no way it deserves to be S plus, and
Okay.
it shouldn't be
So
here
what?
S.
So okay, you're gonna put Elden Ring on S plus. I know that for a fucking fact.
Yes, yes.
But you don't think Marvel Snap will be on that
No,
same wavelength,
no,
dude?
you're on. What are you smoke? Are you on heroin right now? Like, are you the
Dude,
one? Are you playing Fortnite?
Marvel Snap is fucking. It's so good, dude. It's so
You're
fucking
crazy.
good.
I will give you the S for. I'm not giving you S plus for this.
Okay,
You're
all right.
crazy.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh my goodness, that is killing me right now. Oh my good. And Samurai said blasphemy on the Deathloop score. I'm sorry, but we hate that game.
I'm sorry, man. Chazzy, okay, Chazzy's saying I put it at S. All right, that's
All
fair.
right.
Maybe I'm going a little overboard with the
Yeah,
S
you're a little
plus.
biased. You're a little biased.
But it's so fucking good, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a personal. It is a personal level thing versus review. So I think we're gonna give you an S because we love you, Kelvin. That's why. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Ghostwire Tokyo. I put
yeah.
that there. So this is an interesting game. I heard mostly positive things about it. Didn't blow people's socks off, but it was a cool concept of a game. Chat, have you played this game? Let us know where you would rank it. But right off the jump, I'm not gonna go out of my way to play it right now.
Yeah.
If it's on Game Pass, I would try it, but I'm not gonna pay it. I'm not gonna go out and go spend money on it right now.
Was it on PlayStation Plus at one point? I feel like
know.
it was.
Maybe.
I'm gonna drop it at C, and reason being is because I heard it was a very repetitive game. The loop in that game, which it was just a same thing over and over. Enemy variation wasn't that great either, so it just fell flat with a lot of things. So it had a good concept, like you said, but I think C is kind of where it landed on
Yeah, I like
reviews
C.
as
I like
well.
C.
So
we're gonna skip this one real quick. God of War. We're gonna move it around because that's gonna be a conversation. Gotham Knights.
I don't know what really
I'm giving it booty cheeks.
you're
I'm
giving booty cheeks.
I'm giving it booty cheeks.
I haven't heard
Sorry.
anything. I haven't heard squat diddly about that game.
They were hyping it up, and it was going to be so cool. And they were like, "It's like next best thing next to the Arkham games," and it failed. I think people say it's fun, but it came in October. Nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't heard anything about that game, man. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at booty cheeks.
It's sad because I was kind of interested in the game. I was like really looking forward to see what that game would be because I envisioned us being in this world, taking on like different missions and just having a grand time in this world. But yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say booty cheeks just because on hype alone, it like was up here and then it just crashed. High in Life, we just talked about this. B, C.
I think a B might. I want to play it, but I think from what I'm gathering from everybody, I think it's a B kind of like tier list.
Like a B minus, right? I feel like it's like
a B minus. Yeah, I agree. Like a B minus, 100%.
Immortality. This one was an interesting one. I didn't play it, but the concept's very interesting. A very interesting concept of the game where you were kind of like taking the film and matching it around everyone. Am I low right now, Kelv? Do you hear me low?
I hear you fine.
Okay, so maybe it's I don't know if it's just you, Chazzy, but thank you for letting me know.
Is Rob low for me or is Rob low for anyone else in the chat? I hear you fine, but it could be me. Maybe let me hang on. Keep talking. I'll check your settings real quick.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and say B for Immortality. Does that sound good?
Really? A B?
A? It's a very good game. It's reviewed very high.
It's reviewed very high. I would keep it in the B category, I guess. I was gonna say C, but
no,
it did get good reviews.
Yeah,
I played it for like a hot second though, so I can't really say much about it.
Yeah, I heard very good things about it, so I'm gonna give it that. Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Before we go to Kirby, KBG says in the chat here, if it's anything like Telling's Lies, I played that last year. Immortality could be easily a B or higher. So okay, fair enough.
He also said, "Oh, now we're thinking of reviews." Poor Deathloop. Listen,
That's
the
fair
marketing of the
because I
game.
didn't even think about Deathloop as a review standpoint. I just thought about
That's
how
why I gave it.
much.
I was gonna give it like a D, but because the reviews were so high, this is personal. Deathloop is a personal one for us.
Yeah,
So
yeah, Deathloop is just personal because I heard this for the whole year of 2022. Actually, just like it's coming out. Like I understand this game is coming out. Please stop telling me.
yeah,
But yeah,
let's kind of like move this around a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these. So Kirby, what are we thinking of Kirby? I'm gonna go ahead and give Kirby an A right off the jump.
Kirby, I agree. A for Kirby. Yeah, I heard it's
Uh,
such a fun game. Again, haven't played it. I should try the demo. There's a free demo on Switch.
is there?
And I
Oh
haven't
yeah, I
tried.
should definitely try
Yeah,
the demo. Yeah, I'm hesitant to put on S, but I think it deserves
no, you're crazy. A.
to be an an S. But okay, hey,
You think it? You think it's S?
I haven't played it. I can't give it the yes because I don't have a definite. But from
That's
what
fair.
I
I
know,
think
there's
that's a good point. I think S and above. I think it's mandatory. It has to be games that we've played at the
yeah,
very
you can't
least.
you can't yeah. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This one I'm gonna give it a C.
I have no idea. No idea.
Uh,
I don't even know what the game looks like. Honestly, I have no clue.
I think a D because again, it's another game that's just like
Is this another like a Telltale's game, or am I just completely off of this?
no, it's like a Borderlands game.
Or oh, that's what I'm thinking about. Borderlands. That's what I thought. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a D. I'm gonna give it a D just because I have no desire to play this game. I'd rather just kind of play Borderlands. If
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, because this is like a. Is it a prequel to Borderlands? I believe, or
No,
I
it's
don't
like
know. I don't
it's a
really
different
follow
world.
Borderlands.
It's like a mythical world out of a book and shit. I don't know. It's I'm not I have to give it a D just because if you're okay
That's
with
fair. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
that. Mario Strikers.
Funny enough, that game came out and it just came and went. I feel like there wasn't enough there to satisfy the audience, from what I heard.
So is this going B or C?
Dude, this whole list is making me like, damn, I haven't played
Mm-hmm.
nearly as much as enough games this year. Like it's crazy. But that's another game I missed, you know. Strikers.
B.
What did the reviews look like for this?
I think they're mostly 7/8. I think B's a solid place to put it. I don't think it deserves a C. It's not a bad game by any means.
But the C doesn't mean it's a bad game.
No, but you want to put a C?
I just remember it coming out, and that's it. I have heard nothing else from it, and that's kind of like what happened with these games here. Deathloop. I mean, I guess Deathloop I heard more so of than anybody else, but we have a vendetta against Deathloop. Ghost Rider just came and went. Callisto is kind of like on that same wavelength.
I give it C. I think C's a good place for it. I'm looking at it now. C fits. C fits. C fit. All right. Tony, this is for you. I know you're going to go soon, but Master Duel, Yu-Gi-Oh! We know we're just going to do the Tony S because you put Marvel Snap up there. Because apparently
that's
we put
definitely a D in my book. I've never played any Yu-Gi-Oh game.
They're great. They're good. But
Are they good? Okay.
I think
I'm
Master
just joking.
Duel
I don't think it's D or anything. I'm just
I think
kidding.
it should be a B in my opinion.
Okay,
But
okay.
I'm gonna give it an S because we put Marvel Snap up there. So it's only fair that we put personal favorites in here an S.
Oh, have you played this game?
Oh, I picked it up. Yeah, it's on an S. It's on an S.
So why did you put it in? Why did you put it in S?
Because for Tony, because we put your stupid Marvel Snap in S because it doesn't deserve it.
But it's well deserved.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No.
Where
it's
would
not.
you put Marvel Snap, bro? Where would you fucking put Marvel Snap? I will rock you right now. Where would you put Marvel Snap?
A or B?
You're out. You're a B?
A. B. Done. I'm comfortable with that. That makes sense to me. I like that right there.
That makes sense to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Marvel Snap is not an S game.
You're fucking crazy, dude. Okay.
Triangle Strategy. Didn't play this.
Oh man.
I'm putting it a C. Just gonna put a C.
What is that? I don't even know what the fuck that
It's
is.
an RPG. It's like an Octopath Traveler.
You played it?
No.
I would straight dog it. Give it a D. I don't know. I've never even
Give
heard
it
of
a
that game.
D. Give it a
I don't
D.
know. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I'm putting middle pack. I heard it.
Middle pack. Okay, that's fine. Neon White. Let's go, baby. A straight up A.
A? You can A? Okay.
Fantastic game, fantastic game. And again, this is coming from someone that doesn't necessarily or typically play these type of games, right?
You don't
This
like
is
being
like
timed.
timing is not my thing, right? If anybody knows me, I don't like being timed in any game. That's why Majora's Mask, or is it Majora's Mask, one of the games that time you for like structure wise, right? Like,
Right, right,
is
right,
it
right.
that one?
Yeah.
I can't do it. So Neon White was another one of those, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. But I love the art style. I love the anime look to it. The gameplay looked fun, so I tried it out, fell in love with it. Straight up A.
I need to get this game. I need to actually get this game because I feel like I love this game and I have yet to buy it yet. So, but I will get it.
And the story's good. The story's really good.
Um, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get this game. A is a good spot. Overwatch 2. I'm gonna give this one
Mm,
B or C. I heard they messed the launch up quite a bit. The launch was kind of like very meh. People are still playing it though. I think this is kind of that Call of Duty situation where it's like old
really?
reliable, and I think it gets a B
Okay.
because
Okay.
people are still playing it. People are going to it. They're flocking to it. It didn't just come and gone. Like it's still active. So I think a game like that should deserve a B.
I mean, I saw the Elder Trolls playing Overwatch 2. It looked fun. It looked the same though. It looked exactly like
It looks
Overwatch
the
1.
same. Yeah,
So
it looks the same. So, but then again, Call of Duty is the same shit every time, every year. You know what I mean? So,
that's fair. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So we're getting down to the wire here. I'm gonna take out the easy ones for the most
These are a
part.
lot of good like games right now. Like the last few are like really good.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to kind of. Teenage Mutant Turtles. I
Ooh.
think that's gonna get a B or an A. A or B.
I say A
Let's
just because of the soundtrack, man.
just yeah.
The soundtrack is crazy.
I'm gonna give it an A because it came and everyone loved it. Everyone played it, and it was just gone. And it was just like a nice like refresher, just like a quick like hit. You
Huh.
know what I
That was
mean?
nice. Like that
Yeah,
was a
it
good
was.
thing.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. It was just like
yeah.
I didn't dedicate like a ton of time to it, but it was nice to play it. So I'm gonna give it an
It's
A for
so
that.
short. It's like a 4-hour game. It
Yeah,
everything about it was great though. It was like short and sweet. Obviously, again, the music phenomenal. Gameplay was yeah, A. I think it's A.
Tunic and her B.
KBG says soundtrack of the year, biggest snub. I agree. I definitely agree with that. What are we doing now? What's next?
Tunic. I
Tunic.
put Tunic at B.
And I'm interested to see what Tony says because he's played Tunic. I probably agree with you. I think. Oh, sorry. I probably will agree with you. I think Tunic is kind of like on the B category, just based off of what I've seen. Um,
I would put this at A
yeah,
minus. I would do an A minus for Tunic if it was there, but I'm saying Tunic top end of B. So, yeah, maybe Tunic is the indie game of the year. I think so, but is it better than all of these games up top here? It's definitely could be. I think it's on par with what's in the B tier right now. I think it's top of the
mm.
list there, but I don't know if I want to put it at A. I might change my mind here. If
KBG says if you boys haven't played it yet, game night. Now
I
is
think
Tunic? Is he mentioning? Is he talking about Tunic?
I think he's talking about Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
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 because it's
yeah,
multiplayer.
yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I was gonna say like Tunic doesn't have multiplayer, so how are we gonna play? Um, yeah, Tunic. He says it's easily A. He's slightly considering S, and we put it in the B category.
I played it. I didn't. It didn't. I didn't. It didn't do nothing for me as far as it
Hmm.
made me want to just play Zelda in a sense.
Okay,
That's all it made me want to do.
so here's the problem with you, Rob, and don't take this as a criticism,
Oh
but
god, here we go.
I think I think you focus too much on this game is trying to be too much like this game, therefore I shouldn't play this game. I think you need to separate that a lot of the
But
time.
the problem is those games make me just want to play that other game because that game it's kind of like what
It
that
just
game's
does
trying
it
to do.
better.
Yeah, like it's just I don't get the same giddy feeling. Like don't get me wrong, if I didn't play that game before, maybe I'd say that about Tunic, right? But the whole time I'm playing Tunic, it made me just kind of want to play a Zelda.
Because you said the same thing with Callisto Protocol. You said the same thing with other games too. I just can't remember at the time, but
Those only two.
not now. But I'm previous discussions and stuff like that. I don't know. I just feel like you got to kind of separate the games with what I know that I, I think
So
you're
you're
more
telling me
focused
that
on
Callisto? You're telling me Callisto Protocol
is heavily
is
inspired.
not
It's
trying to
heavily
be like Dead Space,
inspired.
and you don't want to play Dead Space instead?
Well, again, it's heavily inspired by Dead Space, 1000%, right? There's no
No.
denying that, but it does things differently, right? Like the dodging mechanics is something that is like completely different than what Dead Space does, and it gives it that different feel.
But is Dead
And
Space
some
a better
people like
game?
it. I mean, what are you comparing it as? Like horror, like as far as like
Yeah,
the horror aspect?
just overall what it's trying to be. Again, it was trying to be in horror,
Yeah,
capture that essence that Dead Space was in a sense, right?
right,
That's what it
right.
was trying to do. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I
for
get
me,
what you're saying.
it's very hard to separate that because that's what it's trying to do. But maybe again, maybe your guys are right as far as like maybe I'm being too a little harsh on Tunic because. But I'm just saying, I'm just going off of my initial what I think in
Yeah,
my brain that goes off when
right.
I'm playing these games. So.
Yeah, I got you.
I could be in the wrong. I could maybe I do have to open my horizons. Be like, you know what? I'll play this game. You know.
Yeah,
So
just a little,
all
words of
right.
wisdom, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Sonic.
I
That's easy.
I don't know, man. I've heard people. I think I've heard really good things. Soundtrack wise, phenomenal. I don't know. I heard the soundtrack is really good, but from what I've seen, man, the gameplay is okay. I don't know if I would put it that high. With Bayonetta, with Crisis Core, with Kirby, with Neon White, with fucking Marvel Snap, you gotta be out your fucking mind. You know what I mean? Get that out of there. I'm just saying. But a lot of Sonic like lovers or Sonic like that they're just like they're just like really into Sonic and I get it. But I would say B. I would honestly, in my opinion, I
Putting in
haven't
front of
played
Tunic.
it, but I think B.
Put in front of Tunic. I'll do that.
Okay, okay, okay. I
We're
like
getting
that. I
down
like
to the
that better.
wire here, so let's kind of go through these a little quick. Sifu, where are you putting that? Are you putting it B or A? We're gonna go. That's an easy one.
I would say A.
Yeah, I heard good
I
things
would
about
say
Sifu.
A.
I agree with that. Yeah, it was kind of like
Dude, how many out of this list? What have you played out of this list?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 games out of this list right now of what's on the board.
I played 6. 2023 is my year. I'm gonna play more games. You know what I mean?
No, I'll hold you to it. Splatoon, I'm gonna give that a B.
Yeah,
I
like
haven't
that.
played it, but I heard very good things. I'm
Yeah.
gonna just give it a B. It probably is A territory in my opinion.
If we've played it, I'm sure it would have been an
Yeah.
A.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Again, another one that people rave about it. People really enjoy this type of game, like
Is it an S?
Xenoblade.
Is it an S? I think it might be an S.
You think so?
Compared to all of these down here,
I
okay,
yeah.
that works. Before Bayonetta,
You think it's okay? Okay, okay,
it's like S minus in my opinion. I think it's like S minus.
okay, okay.
Last of Us. Okay, this one's a hard one to rank because it's Last of Us remake.
It's an S, bro. It's 100% an S.
Booty cheeks.
Where would you put it if it's not S? You know what I mean? Unless it's
Oh,
like
I thought you said it's ass. Like it sucks. Like I'm like,
no S. I'm sorry, my gums are so fucking swollen. You know what I mean?
yeah, we're gonna put it as a S. Again, it's cheating because it's kind of a game that already like it's just a remake of a game that didn't really need a remake, but
Yeah, but it did improve on things regardless, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
if based off the original, what would you give the original? Probably like
Oh,
S.
SS plus. That's S plus easy. S
So
plus.
why? So what are we doing with? Why are we not putting this one at S plus?
Because it's not a new original concept of the game. It's not like Horizon is kind of like it's new, right? Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it's new. Bayonetta 3 is new, whereas it's just a remake. You know what I mean? Like for example, I would give Crisis Core the original S as well, but because it's a remake, I'm gonna lower it down because it's not
Okay.
a new original thing.
Fair
That's the
enough.
way
Fair
I'm
enough.
I'm putting it. But yeah.
I got you.
All right, last one's Pokemon Scarlet. I wish the Elder Scrolls were in here. They probably give it booty cheeks.
Oh, they'll probably give it booty cheeks, but then they'll be like, yeah, it's probably an S. They'll just keep going back and forth. Um, I'm not the biggest fan of Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Scarlet Violet. In my opinion, I don't think I'd bring it up there. Only all just because of
Because of the
all the
launch.
issues.
Okay, all right. Let's put it. I'm comfortable putting it at B.
I think so. I think it'd be better suited for B tier simply because they dropped the ball with all the issues that it has. No excuse, in my opinion. I think B would fit nicely.
Yeah, I like B. I like the way. All right, we're down to the wire here. Let's do Pokemon back to back. Legends Arceus. So I'm in the camp where I really enjoyed Legends Arceus.
I did too.
I really enjoyed that game. I collected all of the Pokemon, literally captured every single one, and I completed it 100%. So I personally liked it because it changed things up. It was a different type of game. I know it's not going to go here.
I honestly would want to bring it up to A tier.
I'm bringing it A. I'm bringing it A. I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
And again, simply because it really changed what Pokemon is, right? Like that was the first. I mean, Sword and Shield were kind of like starting that, but this was like the actual like change that we wanted to see in a game, and they did it. Like they did a good job. It was very bare bones in most parts, and they did kind of like drop the ball in some cases. Like there were no trainers and all that stuff, but for the most part, it ran fine. It ran well, and it was a good take on the Pokemon franchise.
Yeah. I think this game, Pokemon Scarlet, could have been here.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It would have been S tier for sure.
Yeah, but because of everything, I think it deserves to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Last two games, these are easy. All right. I mean, this one.
Yes, I agree with that. There's
that's the champion.
I mean, both of them, honestly. There's nothing else that we need to talk about.
I'm gonna put it up here.
All right.
Let's talk about God of War for a sec. And the reason why, and I flip flopped on God of War. I flipped up on it. We had a podcast. I forget which episode it was, but I was hyping God of War up. I was like, "Yo, God of War is it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be so much better than the first." And you said, "No, I don't think it is because it's a continuation of the first game."
Right.
And I played it. I beat it. Incredible game. I love that game. Right. I got the freaking Thor trophy in the background here, our Thor hammer. But I was kind of disappointed in the sense that compared to what Elden Ring did,
again, two different, vastly different
right,
games.
Exactly. Like God of War original is S plus through and through, in my opinion. You can.
I
fight me on
don't
that.
believe that.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
I think Elden Ring is just a little bit ahead of God of War, and that's why it's a one game of the year. But I think what Elden Ring did keeps it a little step above God of War. But I think it deserves S plus too. Yeah,
it definitely deserves S plus. I am on the camp of 2018, maybe S tier, right? Maybe A if you want to argue that, but I definitely think S tier. Ragnarok improved a lot of the issues that I had with 2018.
Yeah.
And that was all I ever wanted for 2018, right? Just improve or like Ragnarok to improve what 2018 did. And so God of War did a phenomenal. I mean, you got to think, man, like the production value for everything, music, the scoring in the game,
exactly.
the graphics, like just the fidelity that they have and they made, somehow it looks slightly better than God of War 2018. Like they've done so much, man. They improved the gameplay, they improved the combat, they've changed it up. They've done so many things to like really keep you engaged, like enjoy the game, love the story. My only take on my issue now playing it and kind of like absorbing some of what happened with God of War Ragnarok. And again, if this is spoilers, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it is kind of like leading into that territory where the end boss wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. It could have been so much more. If anything, the boss before that was much better than the actual end boss, if that makes sense.
I would agree with that. And then when you have Elden Ring, where you have at least 5 different bosses that are just like insane fights and matches, and they're all in a spectacle in their own way. Um, yeah, I think that's the whole thing, right? Is you take Dark Souls 3 and you go to Elden Ring. Oh my God! Like what a difference! You go
Right.
to God of War to God of War 2 or God of War Ragnarok. Not whole lot is the continuation. So an already fantastic game, so they just made it a little better in the sense of like what you described. So
Yeah.
I think Ragnarok does deserve to be S plus, obviously for what you said, production, all the things that go into it.
Mm.
But Elden Ring's just on a completely different level, completely different playing field when it comes to
Yeah.
this stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Elden Ring has done things that I wouldn't even imagine you can do in a video game at this point, because you can explore vast environments, and the production value in that game is out of this world. And it kind of creeped up on us because I don't think they've ever really had a trailer or a kind of like a dev diary of any sort explaining that, hey, this is what you can do in Elden Ring. It just kind of came out. And well, actually before that, we had people play the game. They kind of told us like, hey, this game is huge. Like, they don't even tell you how huge this game is. It is massive. So we kind of got that going into the game. And then when we actually played it, it's like, holy shit, like you don't know how big this game is until you actually play it, right? And so it kind of caught us by surprise. At least for me, it did.
yeah. No, I think Elden Ring did kind of like the same thing Skyrim did all those years ago. Right? When
Hmm.
Skyrim
Hmm.
came, it completely changed everything.
Yeah.
Everyone was comparing it to that. So now what happens is people were comparing all these games to Breath of the Wild. It's Elden Ring everyone's comparing it to.
Yeah, you're right. 100%.
That's
It
the
was. It
game.
used to be Skyrim, now Breath of the Wild, and now it's Elden Ring. That's funny you say that.
So that concludes our tier list for the top games of 2022. We'll go ahead and post this list over in our socials so you guys can talk about it and have controversy. But how do you feel about this list? Feels good?
I feel like it's good. I think it's kind of. I think most people will agree with us. Maybe some people will adjust it here and there, but let us know what you guys think. If you guys agree with us, if you don't agree with us, for audio listeners, you can check out the tier list on our social, like Rob said, and then let us know. Contact us, DM us, or message us on Instagram, and let us know if you guys agree or not.
All right, guys. That concludes the episode 101 for the Gaming Duo podcast. Thank you for joining us again. If you're listening to the audio, we have a video portion that we showed on Wednesday. So if you want to go to YouTube, check that out. Go ahead. Follow us on all or listen to us on all your favorite streaming services. We're on all of them. And like Kelvin said, hit us up on social. Join our Discord. It's in the description below. And yeah, thank you again for everything, especially again for last week for everyone joining the 100 episode. That was amazing. As you can see, I want to get more into these interactive things that we're doing and get everyone involved. So I hope you enjoyed the tier list, Kelvin.
Shout outs to you, Rob. That was fun. I had no idea going into this. I went in blind, and I thought we were just gonna talk about some, what we thought 2022 was like, what top ranking our 22 games list, just like discussing it. But this was a much better way of doing it. So shout outs to Rob.
Cool. Thank you, man. We have some fun things happening in Horizon. Kelv, we're going to go ahead and take off for next week. Take
Yes.
a break for the holidays, and then come back in for the new year strong and like ready to fucking go. I'm excited for next year, man. I really am excited for next year. I feel like it's going to be big.
I'm hoping great things. I know there's going to be great things. We're already the first week. We have a great guest coming up. We'll let you know once we get closer to the date. So I can't wait to share that to you guys and with you guys, and it's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So again, stay tuned for Chazzy's side project podcast. We're guest on his show. Episode is coming out Monday. We talk about the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, or what it could be. So it's gonna be really fun. And that's all I got. Anything else from your end?
Well, Tony mentioned that he has a video tomorrow coming out
Yes.
regarding Ragnarok and kind of like where his take on it as well. So look out for that, take a look at that, and definitely stay tuned for what we have in store.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Happy holidays and happy New Year. Thank you so much. We'll see you next year. I hate saying that because it's so corny, but yeah, we'll see you next year. And Kel, thank you, man. Thank you for this year for the Gaming Duo podcast. You are, again, like I said, you're beating hard of this podcast, and I'm looking forward to what we can bring to the table next year. So,
Yeah, man. Gonna have dinner without you.
all
Until
right.
next time.